A scientist finds a field of flowers growing in the middle of the Arctic. Not near the Arctic, not close to some warm border, but deep inside a frozen world. At first it looks beautiful, almost peaceful, but for environmental scientist Alana Green, this is not a miracle. It is a warning. This cold place should not have green grass, flowers, or warm soil. Something is changing the planet impossibly. And while Alana is staring at this impossible field, another scientist is listening for voices from space. His name is Zane. Zane works in SETI, searching beyond Earth. For most people it is noise, static, and silence. But for Zane, this is everything. Night after night, he listens for proof humanity is not alone. Calvin just wants to go home. But Zane keeps pushing, like one signal can change history. Then Zane gets a call from Char. She is tired of sleeping alone while he chases signals and tells him to come home. Zane is about to agree, but his monitor changes. A star he is tracking releases a radio signal. Zane freezes. This is not normal static or random space noise. The signal is too sharp, too strong, too structured. Calvin notices too. If this is real, they may have received a message from another world. But Zane knows SETI has rules. They move the dish away from the star. The signal disappears. Then they move it back. The signal returns. That is confirmation. Next, they check the computer. Everything looks clean. Now they need another observatory. If a second telescope catches it, no one can call it a mistake. Zane makes calls, desperate for another facility. But before anyone else can confirm it, the signal suddenly stops. Just like that, the biggest discovery of his life vanishes into silence. The next day, Zane and Calvin take the recording to NASA and meet Phil Gordian, the man in charge of SETI. Zane expects amazement. Instead, Phil seems annoyed. He listens, then calls it military interference. Zane shuts that down. The direction, pattern, and timing do not fit, so Phil changes his argument. He says the star is unstable and no living planet could survive near it. But Zane pushes back. That star only became unstable around 50 years ago. A planet there could have supported life before. And if that civilization is in trouble now, maybe this is not a greeting. Maybe it is a distress call. For a moment, Phil cannot deny the signal is interesting, but instead of treating it like a breakthrough, he shifts to money. SETI funding is being cut. People do not want to spend millions searching for aliens. Then Phil delivers the real blow. Zane is fired. Zane is stunned. He brought them the strongest lead possible, and they are throwing him out. Still, Phil says he will send the recording to decoding, but as soon as Zane leaves, Phil does something that changes everything. He destroys the tape. This is the first clear sign Phil is not just ignoring the truth, he is hiding it. Meanwhile, Zane's personal life is falling apart. Char says she supported him, but his obsession consumes him. He is looking up at the stars, but losing everything on Earth. At the same time, Ilana asks NASA for atmospheric data on the Arctic anomaly, but NASA says their satellite was damaged. That feels strange. One scientist hears a possible alien signal, another finds a climate anomaly that should not exist, and somehow NASA has no useful data. Zane applies at another SETI facility, but the interviewer refuses. According to Phil, Zane is unreliable. Worse, Phil says Zane may have faked the signal. That destroys Zane's reputation. Furious, Zane storms into a NASA seminar about terraforming Mars, confronts Phil, asks why he is spreading lies, and demands his tape. Phil pretends he has no idea what tape Zane means. Before Zane can push, security removes him. Outside, Zane calls Calvin and learns the Department of Defense is taking all their files, recordings, and research. Zane says one backup is still in the system and warns Calvin not to tell the agents, but Calvin panics. The moment the agents question him, he gives up the backup location. Now Zane has nothing. No job, no tape, no proof, and the people in power have made sure he looks like a fraud. When he meets Char again, he tries to explain. If the signal was fake, why would NASA destroy the evidence? Why would defense take everything? Why would Phil ruin him? But Char is exhausted, and Zane feels she is not listening. They argue. Char tells him to leave, and Zane walks away alone. That night, Zane is crushed by one thought. What if the signal comes back? What if whoever sent it is trying again right now, and he has no way to hear it? Then he notices something in his neighbor's yard, a TV satellite dish, and suddenly, Zane gets an idea. Over the next few days, he takes a job with a local satellite company. On the surface, he offers free upgrades, but secretly, every house visit lets him modify a dish and connect it into his hidden network. One dish is weak, but dozens of dishes linked together can act like one giant antenna. Piece by piece, Zane builds his private listening system. It is not as powerful as NASA's equipment, but no one can take it. A way to listen, a way to search, a way to prove he was right. Once the setup is complete, Zane prepares to scan the sky again. But first he notices a boy named Kiki sneaking around. Kiki gets trapped in Zane's shed, and Zane helps him out. Instead of getting angry, he gives him ice and calms him down. Kiki is curious, so Zane explains the truth simply. He tells the boy that he once heard a signal from space, a real one, and now, because everyone else tried to bury it, he is going to find it again himself. Zane tells Kiki he is trying to catch the signal again. To Kiki, it sounds like an adventure, but for Zane, this is not a game. This signal already cost him his job and reputation. The Department of Defense agents arrive at Calvin's house. This time, they are dressed like gardeners while Calvin sleeps. They do not want questions anymore. They want to erase loose ends. The next night, Zane and Kiki watch the sky through Zane's homemade network. For hours, there is silence. Then it catches it. Same signal returns. Zane barely believes it. After everything NASA buried, he has proof. He starts recording, but something strange cuts through. A Mexican radio broadcast. A deep space signal should not mix with local radio. That only makes sense if the transmission is passing through Earth. Then the truth hits him. The aliens are not just sending messages to Earth. Someone on Earth is answering them. Because of the Mexican interference, the reply must be coming from Mexico. He rushes to Calvin's house for help, but authorities surround it. Calvin is gone, and the official story is a gas leak. Zane does not believe it. Calvin knew too much. Now he has been removed. Meanwhile, Ilana's investigation becomes frightening too. Her colleagues show impossible readings. Greenhouse gases have increased by 700% in only a few years. That is not normal climate change. That is someone forcing the planet to heat at impossible speed. Ilana notices the biggest emission spikes are coming from Mexico, Ecuador, and Brazil. So she goes to Mexico to collect fresh data before anyone hides it. Zane also follows the radio station to Mexico, but the building is burned down. Now, it is obvious. Every path connected to the signal is being wiped clean. Later, in a restaurant, Zane notices a man watching him. The same man was also at the airport. He is being followed. Back at his hotel, Zane bathes and listens to messages. One is from Char, and it softens him. He misses her and forgets the danger, but above him, the bathroom ceiling is leaking. When Zane notices the ceiling is about to collapse, he jumps away just in time, and it crashes where he stood moments earlier. When he looks up, he sees the same man. Not an accident. Zane chases him and corners him, but the man does something impossible. His knees bend backward, and with one jump, he launches onto a rooftop. Zane stands there, stunned. The people chasing him are not normal. The next day, Zane searches for the signal source. He finds a strange structure outside PlanCorp. It looks like a satellite dish hidden in plain sight. As Zane drives closer, he sees Ilana outside the same building. Guards are taking her atmospheric equipment. Zane tries to help, but gets detained. A representative says they are on private property, but while held, he notices one guard. The man looks exactly like Phil. Zane is shaken. Ilana says many people can look similar, but Zane knows this is more than coincidence. Phil destroyed his tape and career. Now a man with the same face guards this suspicious facility. Something is seriously wrong. Back in America, agents leave a metallic orb in Zane's satellite room. The orb opens, and the room is pulled into a swirling portal. One by one, every piece of equipment disappears. Zane's listening system is erased in seconds. Meanwhile, Ilana tells Zane what she saw in the Arctic. A warm, green field in endless ice. This is not just global warming. This is faster, controlled, and more dangerous. That gives Zane a terrifying idea. He remembers the NASA seminar about terraforming Mars. Terraforming means changing a planet's environment so another life form can survive there. But what if the plan was never about Mars? What if someone is terraforming Earth? Not for humans, for them. That night, the strange man enters Ilana's hotel room and leaves venomous scorpions inside. Ilana invites Zane to stay, but he holds back. He still has Char and does not want to betray her. That decision accidentally saves him. Later, Ilana returns to bed and discovers the scorpions too late. Zane calls Char, a stockbroker, and asks her to check PlanCorp. Char finds something alarming. PlanCorp has been buying old power plants in poorer countries and restarting them. They have over 20 facilities worldwide. Now the pattern makes sense. Mexico, Ecuador, Brazil, the same places where Ilana's data showed huge greenhouse gas spikes. PlanCorp is not just a company, it is a cover. Later, Zane breaks into the PlanCorp facility. Security is surprisingly weak, but once inside, he sees why the place matters. A massive satellite dish rises from underground and fires the same signal he recorded. Then a taxi arrives. It is the same taxi driver driving Zane around. The driver scans his face and gets in. That is when Zane realizes even the taxi driver is one of them. He hides in the taxi trunk and sneaks inside. Then he steals a uniform and searches. Eventually, he finds a hidden elevator leading deep underground. As it descends, Zane sees something enormous below. A gigantic machine is releasing massive bursts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere every few seconds. Now, everything becomes clear. The Arctic field, the impossible climate data, the rebuilt power plants, the alien signal. It is all connected. These aliens are secretly heating Earth from inside human industry, turning our planet into a world where they can survive. And humanity has no idea it is already happening. Deep inside the PlanCorp facility, Zane sees what is behind everything. One worker near the machine is not wearing a mask. He is not even pretending to be human. Zane sees an alien in its true form beside the device, pumping gases into Earth's atmosphere. This is not theory anymore, not a signal, not a clue. This is proof. Then something worse happens. The alien steps onto a platform and its body is covered by a human disguise. In front of Zane, the creature becomes an ordinary-looking woman. Now Zane understands how they hide everywhere. They do not just visit Earth, they wear human faces, but then an alien spots him. The alarm goes off and guards search the facility. Zane sees only one way out. He steps onto the same disguise platform. The machine covers him with a fake alien look, but because Zane is human, it breaks apart quickly. With the cover fading, Zane reaches the surface and escapes. The next day, Mexican police try to arrest him for Ilana's death. He was with her near PlanCorp, and now she is gone. But Zane knows the truth. Ilana was silenced because she discovered what PlanCorp was doing to the planet. Zane escapes, crosses back into the United States, and now has one goal. He needs to expose Phil. Zane confronts Phil. Phil is not human. He is one of the aliens hiding inside the system. Zane points what looks like a weapon and demands answers. This time, Phil stops pretending. He admits Zane was removed because he was dangerous, not powerful, curious. Zane would not accept an official story. He would keep digging until he reached the truth, and that made him a threat. Zane asks the main question. Are they heating Earth on purpose? Are they changing the planet because their species needs a hotter environment? Phil confirms it. To him, the aliens are not destroying Earth. They are speeding up what humans started. Humanity was already damaging the planet. The aliens are doing in 10 years what humans would have done in 100. Then Phil gives his coldest argument. If humans cannot protect their world, maybe they do not deserve to keep it. But Zane has one final move. He reveals he never had a real weapon. He had a recorder. Phil confessed to everything. Now Zane has proof. He rushes home to send the video through his satellite array, but his equipment is gone. The aliens erased his system. So Zane comes up with his last plan. If he cannot use his array, he will use the radio antenna at SETI. Then Char arrives. Zane tries to explain, but it sounds insane. Aliens, fake humans, terraforming. Too much to believe. Still, Char does not walk away. She says she loves him and refuses to let him face this alone. So Zane, Char, and Kiki head to SETI. Their plan is simple. Use the radio antenna to broadcast Phil's confession. But the control room connection is cut. The agents got there first, so Zane cannot move the antenna from inside. This makes Zane paranoid. He suspects Char. Maybe she was not protecting him. Maybe she was controlling him. Then, an alien agent enters through the roof. Zane uses a fire extinguisher, revealing another weakness. These aliens do not handle cold well. Char says she is on his side. There is no time to argue. Outside, disguised aliens surround the facility, and Phil is with them. Zane chooses the only option left. He and Char will move the dish manually, while Kiki stays inside to press the button. Zane and Char climb onto the dish and turn it while the aliens close in. Somehow, they aim it correctly. Zane gives the signal. Kiki reaches for the controls, but instead of helping, Kiki listens to Phil. That is when the real betrayal hits. Zane was wrong about Char. The one he should have suspected was Kiki. The little boy around his equipment from the beginning was actually one of them. Now the aliens move in, but Zane remembers their weakness. He breaks open liquid nitrogen toward them. Freezing vapor blasts across the area, forcing the aliens back and freezing several in place. One drops the metallic orb. The orb activates. A portal opens, pulling everything nearby into it. The giant dish shakes and tears apart. Zane tells Char to climb away, but he stays because Phil still has the tape. Without that recording, everything means nothing. As the portal grows stronger, the structure collapses. Char barely escapes while Zane grabs the tape from Phil. For a few moments, it looks like Zane is gone, but somehow, he survives. When the dust settles, Zane sees Kiki at a distance. He tells him this never had to happen. The aliens could have asked humanity for help. Instead, they chose lies, disguises, and war. Zane warns Kiki the world will see the truth. Kiki bends his legs backward and runs into the distance. Soon after, television broadcasts are interrupted. Phil's confession plays on screen. The hidden alien operation is exposed, and after being called crazy, fired, hunted, and almost erased, Zane proves the truth. The signal was real. The aliens were already here, and Earth was being changed right under humanity's feet.